Hi everyone, good afternoon. Welcome back to an afternoon session with me, Priyanjali, where we practice some yoga for the mind and body. It's starting to get really hot out, so I really hope all of you are hydrated. Try not to take massive gulps of water, but a word of caution since we're doing a midday practice, you may want to really up the hydration after the practice just because we are practicing to increase this energy, what we call kundalini, upwards, and hence we also want to make sure that that doesn't come in the way of the digestive fire, what we call tapas, or in terms of Ayurveda, the pitta dosha. So I know we get a lot of details here, so if that's just going over your head, ignore me or write to me, find out more. We'll just get straight away started with our practice. Those of you who have been practicing this entire 1 week with me, thank you so much for sticking around and congratulate yourself for completing 1 whole week of practice. Those of you who join a little later, not to worry. I really hope we continue to practice because today being one of the last live sessions of this week that you're having with me, what I will take you through is a short 30-minute sequence with poses that is meant for all the parts of the body, all the joints, that you could take back with you and practice every single day. And if you do these poses every single day, you've pretty much got your entire, full body stretch. And also, depending on how you take the poses, like how we take the poses in terms of holds, isometric holds, you could even have a full body strengthening because that's what our practice is focused on, the breath and creating micro alignments or being aware of micro alignments to create strength and flexibility. So if you have trouble sitting up straight, grab a cushion, plop it underneath your buttocks. If you have tight hamstrings or you do not like forward fold so deep, then get a dupatta. I have a strap here, but feel free to get a dupatta or a scarf. And let's get started with our centering. Right, so let's all take our palms on top of the knees. You can turn the palm up. Let's gently close the eyes and relax in line with the base of the spine. As you inhale, reach up tall through the crown of the head, lengthening away from the earth through the crown of the head. As you exhale, become aware of the distribution of weight on the right and left sit bones. And just begin to notice your inhalations and exhalations. Take a moment to observe your jaw and notice if you're clenching your teeth. If you are, release, let go. Notice your eyelids and try to relax the eyelids. If you're really shutting your eyes tight, then you may want to just soften the eyelids. Maybe roll your eyeballs slightly into the back of the head to further relax the inner gaze. And here begin to deepen your breath. So allow your inhalations to become deeper. Let your exhalations be longer. Inhale deeply and exhale completely. And as you continue to take your deep breaths, begin to set your intention for your practice today. Maybe it's the same intention we've been carrying with us through the week or a brand new one each day. Feel free to choose your intention that you can carry to your life beyond the yoga mat. And once you have your intention, visualize that intention moving into the center of the chest, just as you visualize the breath moving into the center of the chest. And visualize this intention being absorbed by each and every cell in the body, sinking deep within your being. And now from here, slowly draw the awareness down to the expansion and deflation of your abdomen. Notice how the stomach moves in and out with each breath. The next breathing technique we will be doing, the diaphragmatic breath, is extremely good to bring the body back into balance, back into homeostasis by activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So as you inhale, begin to expand the abdomen out, visualize the breath flowing to the base of the stomach. As you exhale, draw the navel in, breathing out completely. Inhale, expansion through the into the abdomen. Exhale, draw the navel in. 3 more times. Inhale, expand the abdomen out. Exhale, draw the navel in. Inhale, expansion. Exhale, visualize the breath moving out as you draw the navel in. And one last time, let's inhale, expand the abdomen out. And as you exhale, draw the navel in towards the spine. And then return back to your natural, effortless breath. Just notice your regular inhalations and exhalations. Notice if your breath is any deeper than what the breath we started the practice with. Start to use these cues to center your mind for a complete mindful practice. And now we're going to begin the practice with either Brahmari, which is a humming noise on the exhalation that we make from deep within the abdomen, or an Om chant. Take whichever one resonates with you today. I will be chanting Om. Feel free to take your choice. Let's take a deep breath in together. Here, let's begin to rub the palms together. Allow that vibration of the Brahmari or the Om chant to seep within. Then take your palms to the back of the neck, start to massage into the back of the neck and onto the shoulders. So now normally I would recommend some palming, taking to your eyes, but that's a little precaution you're taking for these times. So maybe not take your palms to your face. And with that, we're going to begin our practice. So now if you've been sitting cross-legged for a while and you're feeling there's just the legs start to tingle, then feel free to extend the legs out, maybe pull the toes in, stretch the toes out. You can even lean back for this one. The primary reason we're doing this is to send the circulation into the legs. And then cross again, come back to the base, crossing at the base of the shin. And let's start by extending both the arms up, interlock the fingers, inhale to lengthen, try and not expand the chest too far out like so. We want to hug the lower ribs in, keep the back nice and long. And then as you exhale, lean over to one side, you pull the right shoulder back. As you're doing this, press the right knee down, pull the right shoulder back, lean towards the left. Inhale, return back to center, exhale to the other side. This time press the left knee down, pull the left shoulder back, and maybe even draw the chin away from the chest if it doesn't bother your neck. And then let's inhale, return back to center. As you exhale, circle both the arms up, interlock the fingers behind the back, and let's inhale, pull the knuckles away from the body, lift the chin up, let the front of your neck stretch out. As you exhale, fold over, lifting the knuckles away from the body. Inhale, let's move all the way back up. And then as you exhale, bring the hands to the knees, around the back, relax the shoulders. We're going to flow through a few rounds of cat and cow. So inhale, lift the chin and chest up, roll the shoulder blades down. And exhale to round the back. So cat and cow and the stretch, shoulder stretch we just did. Let's again inhale, move forward. It's sort of like your counter for all the hours you spend in front of the computer on your desk. So a lot of what we do today is also to help with posture and to counter that compression we feel by sitting long hours on the desk. So from here, we're going to come back to center. This time, let's stretch out the right palm in line with the right shoulder, so not too high, but in line. And we take the left arm over the head, somewhere a little above the right ear. Now inhale here. As you exhale, simultaneously bring your left shoulder towards, or rather the left ear to the left shoulder, and bring your right fingertips down towards the floor. So we're stretching the right side of the body. Now once you're here, this is a good place to be. Try to keep the tips of your fingers active, so it's not just sort of playing about, but nice and stretched out. So everything between the right fingertips and the crown of the head is stretching. But now start to notice your weight distribution on your right and left sit bones. So I invite you to pull some of your weight towards the right sit bone, because a lot of times when we're stretching, we'll shift the weight to the left. So slightly shift the weight to the right sit bones. Now again, for some of you, you might want to do this in front of the mirror to notice what is your tendency, which side you shift your weight more towards. One more deep inhalation. And then exhale, come back to center, release the hands. We do the exact same thing, replicating on the other side. So bring your right palm over on top of the left ear. Stretch out the left arm. Let's inhale, and as you exhale simultaneously, now notice how as you're bringing the left fingertips down towards the mat, we stretch everything along the left shoulder. Now start to shift your weight towards the right if you've moved to the left. Just notice here. When you're trying this at home, maybe try also in front of a mirror to just notice your body's natural tendency for shifting the weight. One more breath here. And then from here, let's return back to center. This time we'll interlock the fingers to the back of the head and take the palm towards the back of the skull. Inhale, pull the elbows back, lift the chin up. Now if you suffer from vertigo, then you may not want to go too high, just a little bit. As you exhale, point both your elbows forward and then point them down. Now as you're pointing down, notice how I'm not rounding my back, I'm sitting up tall and only stretching the back of the neck. Then inhale again, pull the elbows back, lift your drishti, your gaze up to the sky. And then exhale, elbows to the front and down. Again, great for us, those who are desk dwellers who find that there's some sort of discomfort in the neck. Let's take one more inhalation. Exhale, forward. And inhale, come back to center. Release the hands down. Great. And from here, we're going to bring the palms or our feet together into our butterfly pose. So let's join the soles of the feet again. If you find that your knees are lifted up high, not to worry, as long as you're feeling a stretch in the inner thigh. You might want to just explore pushing the heel a little away from the pelvis and notice if that allows the knees to be out a little bit more. If you're not sitting up tall, where the back of your neck is not in line with the spine like so, then I invite you to pull the back of the neck in line with the base of the spine. And let's just start to flap the knees for this one. Some of us might need to put a cushion under the sacrum just to elevate the floor, and you'll notice that you can sit up a little taller with a little bit more length around here. One more breath here. Just warming up the hips. Just bear in mind if you're doing your own practice that the hips are the tightest in the morning. So if you're doing these same poses in the morning, you may actually have to hold this pose a lot longer than what we are doing right now, and maybe even less longer in the evening practice. But again, listen to your body. If it's tight, just hold for as long as you feel that these muscles are warmed up. Then from here, we're going to inhale. Reach both the arms up, arms and ears in line. As you exhale, lean forward just halfway through. So try not push your head down. So keep the chin tucked in. Keep aligning the upper arms to the ears. Try to slightly hug the lower ribs in. So again, I'll give you a little sideways view. So this is not just for our hips. And again, if you have your knees up high, that's also perfectly fine. This is more for our lower back. So rather than exaggerating the arch, slightly hug the lower ribs in. One more breath here. And as you exhale, lower the palms down. If your elbows can bend, maybe draw the palms closer. Take your chin to the chest. Now again, it may look different on your body. Notice the stretch and the sensation of the stretch rather than how it appears. So breathe into the hips. Breathe into the inner thighs, the hip crease. Allow the weight of your upper body to draw you down so we're not fighting gravity, we're just moving and leaning into the force of gravity. Let's take one more big breath in and a long, long breath out. And then inhale to extend both the arms up. Exhale, circle the hands and release. And we can shake out the legs a little. From here, we're going to extend the right leg forward. So take your right ankle straight in line with the right hip. And take the left sole of the foot to the inside of the right thigh. Now, if you have a strap or if you have tight hamstrings and your legs are like so, it's perfectly fine as well. I'm going to show you one more variation for this today. So if you have tight hamstrings, keep a strap handy, keep it close to your foot, maybe even stretch it out. Let's inhale, reach both the arms up. Now as you exhale, start to lean forward till the point that your ears and arms are in line. Once you know that if you bend any further forward, your ears and arms will no longer be in line, then start to activate the lower back by pressing the lower ribcage forward. Inhale here. As you exhale, pull the right toes in. Let the back of the right knee press down into the mat. Take one more inhalation, and then as you exhale, you can release the fingertips anywhere along the leg where you can reach with comfort, or grab a strap or a dupatta and just hook it around the ball of the left foot, so the base of the big toes. Inhale, pull the shoulder blades down towards the waist. As you exhale, maybe you can lower down a little bit more. Now, wherever you are, the variation I was talking about, in case your knees are bending, then what I want you to do is to focus on continue to bend the knees till or rather straighten the knees till the point that you feel a stretch, and then focus more on bringing your rib cage to the upper thigh. So the way you can move or work this pose according to you is if you want a lower back stretch, and if being here does not stretch your lower back and you want to stretch the lower back, then I suggest you bend the knee and focus more on this rib to thigh alignment. If you want a hamstring stretch, then I would suggest pressing the back of the knee and thigh down into the mat. So see what works for you today, and I hope you take this back into your personal practice. If you want both and your body allows, then maybe you can straighten the legs. And today I'm just going to take a full Janu Shirshasana. So this again appears different on my body. This is not the ultimate pose. This is not how the pose is supposed to look. It's about the way the pose feels. So stretch around the back of the thigh, around the lower back is how the pose should feel. It will look different on each body. Please bear that in mind. And then from here, inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, circle the hands and release. Shake out the right leg. Hopefully it's stretched out. Now we move to the other side. So this time extend the left leg forward. Flex the left foot and make sure your ankle and knee are aligned. A word of caution again, because a lot of you will be taking this into your personal practice. When I say flex, I want you to notice if your foot is moving outwards. Now, when the foot moves out, this inner point in the thigh should be pulled down so that the foot is directly pointing up. Unless you have a pre-existing condition around your ankle, which means, or a bow leg, that's an anatomical difference. But otherwise, if you have a regular anatomy, this movement will activate your thigh muscles. If some of you joined me yesterday, eccentric contraction, that's what I was talking about. So let's inhale, extend the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. What is eccentric contraction? I'll tell you, write to me. Let's inhale, keep the ears and arms in line, pull the toes and press the heels out. As you exhale, lower the hands down again. If you have a strap, you can hook it around. If it feels good, roll the shoulder blades down. If you can just hold on to the foot, feel free to do that. Let's take a deep inhalation. Again, take your variation. You might want to stretch out the lower back. In that case, bend the knee and let the rib cage fall onto the left thigh, or rather rest onto the left thigh. If you want to stretch the hamstring, press the back of the knee and head down into the mat. Let's inhale and exhale. Take our full Janu Shirshasana. Just working through the muscles in the back of the left leg, around the lower back. One more breath here. A long, comfortable breath out. And then inhale, extend the arms all the way up. As you exhale, circle the hands, release, shake out the legs. Great. From here, we will come onto the hands and knees. It's a 30-minute practice, so I'm keeping a check on the time to ensure that I can let you off with all the required poses that you can do in this time. Now coming onto the hands and knees, elbows stacked right under the shoulders, right above the wrist, knees under the hips. Inhale, lift the chin and chest up, roll the shoulder blades down. Exhale, round the back. Just one round of cat and cow. If you have any back issues, you can take a few more of this. Now from here, we're going to step the right foot forward. Remember, this practice is something you can do every day. So this is your everyday practice. Bringing the right ankle in line with the right knee. And the left knee is back. Feel free to double pad your mat or keep your foot or rather your knee under a cushion. Now here, as you're sinking your hips low, zip up the belly. So draw the navel in, slightly tuck the tailbone. It immediately will give you a little bit of a lift. And then extend the arms up. If giving a little bit of a lift starts to take your knee back behind your ankle, that's perfectly fine as long as it's not going ahead of the ankle. Inhale here, we're going to hold this pose today. So we're building strength. Those of you who want to use this for flexibility, you need not do the next step. Those of you who want to use this for strength, press into the base of the right big toe and start to pull the mat back as if you're trying to pull it back towards you. There will not be any movement, so I don't want you to actually pull the mat back. Just this moving back motion. And you can stop here, or if you want to strengthen the back knee as well, the back hip flexor, the muscle that falls between the hip crease, then start to pull that left knee forward. If you have knee injury, try not to do that. Let the knee be and definitely use something to rest the knee on. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. And as you exhale, circle the arms down. Inhale, plant the palms on the mat. Exhale, shift your weight to the back knee. And then start to lift the right toes up, resting on the back of the right heel. Now inhale, look forward. If you can't reach the floor, then really squeeze your thighs in towards each other like you're holding a block between them and find a steady point to gaze at with your hands on the hips. If your hands can reach the floor, place them down on the mat or the floor. Inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to slowly start to pull the hips further back, especially pull the right hip back, right toes back. And again, I'm taking the full pose, so feel free to just press the lower ribcage to the top of the thigh. And you might just want to stop here. It may not even touch the top of the thigh, just fine. If you have the flexibility, please don't injure yourself. Only do this if you've done this pose a few times. Then I will take my full pose, which is chin to the shin. But that is not necessary. Just this is enough stretches. In fact, I'll take this one today. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, bend the knee again. Now, inhale, flex or rather pull the left toes in, the back toes. As you exhale, lift the back knee up. Inhale, come up to high lunge. Now in high lunge, I'm going to pull my back a little bit. In high lunge, what we want to do is we want to refine the high lunge. So start to bend the back knee slightly, tilt the pelvis forward, and then keeping the pelvis in the exact same position, start to straighten the back leg. This will send the muscles in the front of your left hip crease really into a full contraction, full work. And then we extend the arms up. Now here, depending on how much you want to stretch out the back leg, you can straighten the back knee. Keep the front knee and ankle in line with each other. And notice my rib cage isn't popping forward. I'm still hugging my rib cage in. Keep the integrity of the pose. Take a humble approach. Always helps to keep the integrity of the pose. One more breath here. And then as you exhale, take the palms down to the floor and come into plank pose. So here in plank pose, I'm not letting my hips down. Lift the hips up, pull the navel in, slightly tuck the tailbone. And then notice how my chest isn't dipping down. I'm lifting my chest. And one of the biggest things in plank pose is don't let the head down. Lift the chin away from the chest. Keep a nice long neck. Now inhale, take both the knees down. Exhale, chest and chin. Inhale to a little baby cobra. Press your pubic bone down into the mat. Press all 10 toes down into the mat, especially the pinky toe side of the foot. Pull the elbows close to the ribcage and draw the shoulder blades down. Take one more inhalation. And then as you exhale, take your first downward facing dog. So feet are hip distance, shoulder, palms are shoulder width. If your down dog looks like this, where your knees are bending, you can press your ribcage to the top of the thigh and try to straighten the leg as much as possible. Even if you're here, this is good enough. If you can straighten the legs, try to reach the heel down and push the hips back. Try not over or out the back. Keep hugging the ribcage slightly in, ears and arms in line. Great, and then from here, we slowly come back down to the knees and take the left leg forward. Or if you're an advanced practitioner, then simply take the left leg forward. See which variation you like. And we'll take the first one. So it doesn't matter how far you are in your practice. You don't always have to take an advanced pose, even if you've been practicing for a while. See what your body wants in that way. Now front knee and ankle in line. Let's take our Ashwasana, draw the ribcage in, tuck the tailbone, belly in. If you find enough stretch here and you want flexibility, continue to hold this. If you want to build strength around the thigh muscles, the glutes, then press into the base of the left big toe, the base of the front foot, and start to pull the mat back, like you're going to pull it back towards your back foot. One more breath here. Really working the glutes if you're doing the second option. And then from here, let's circle the arms up, out. Inhale. As you exhale, shift the weight to the back knee. Lift the left toes up, resting the back of the left heel down. Inhale here. As you exhale, you can just walk the hands out. Again, maybe your hands don't reach the floor. So if your hands on the hip, then all you do is pull the hips back and you just do this. If you still don't find balance while doing this with your hands on the hips, slide your mat next to a wall, try that, or get blocks or books or even bottles that you can rest your hands on to elevate the floor towards you. Let's take a deep inhalation, exhale. Now again, I might have been practicing this for a while, but I'm not still taking the full pose because that's just what my body is asking for today. So just notice what works for you today. And then we're going to inhale, rebend that left leg. Take an exhalation here, and then we're going to tuck the back toes and inhale to lift up into a high lunge. Now again, front knee and ankle are in line. Start to bend the back knee slightly. Tilt the pelvis forward. Lock in the pelvis here. The lower back is nice and long, and then try to re-straighten the leg without quite moving the lower back. So notice how from here, where I was like so, where I had a little bit of an anterior pelvic tilt, I've done a little posterior pelvic tilt. So the technical terms, it doesn't matter if they're sort of going over your head, just helps to keep the other alignment. Now again here, you can really start to feel that muscle, the right hip flexor over here working. So keep breathing. You can stretch out the back leg depending on how deep a stretch you want. You can always keep a little bend as well, but try not to completely set your heel down. The back heel is lifted slightly. Take one more inhalation and a long, long exhalation. And then we're going to circle the arms. Exhale, plant the palms down and take your plank pose once again. Lift the chin away from the chest. Keep the navel drawing in, tuck the tailbone, and your heels. Press the heels to the back of the mat. Press the back of the knee up like you are pressing it up towards the sky. Then inhale, bring the knees down. Exhale, chest and chin down, elbows hugging close to the body. Inhale, scoop up to cobra pose. Press the pubic bone down into the mat. And then exhale, take your child's pose and take a few deep breaths here to relax. If you want, you can just stack one fist over the other and rest your head down. Long breath in, complete breath out. So these are poses that you can actually do every day, and again, you may not want to do them all together, which is fine. You can just do bits and pieces of these poses, or rather one pose on one day and the other on the other day. A full body stretch. And then from here, we're going to inhale to slowly lift up. Now, since we did a lot of folding back, we're just bringing a little twist. So Continue to stay in your Vajrasana where your big toes are together like so, and you're just sort of setting your sit bones down onto the toes. If this hurts your ankle, place a cushion underneath here. If it hurts your knee, place a cushion between your thigh and your calf muscles. And let's take a little twist. So inhale, reach, pull the arms up. As you exhale, twist to the right side. Open up the arms, move forward slightly. Open up the arms and maybe you can rest your left hand on the right knee and just bring the right hand and hook it behind you. Now this again may look different on you. We're just hooking it to the back. If it hurts your right elbow, just let the hand rest down. Take one more big inhalation and then exhale back to center. Inhale, reach for the arms up. Exhale, twist to the other side. Inhale back to center. And then as you exhale, we're going to just make our way down into the mat, onto the mat on our backs. And start to hug the knees and make big circles with the knees to ease up the lower back. And then from here, we're going to take the hands from inside the knees and see if you can get two options. You can actually three options. Option one, if you're new to this, grab onto your ankles or calves. Option two, you can grab onto the base of the feet from the inside like so. Option three, you can grab onto the big toes. See what works for you today. I prefer option two. And now, how to know which option to take? If your tailbone lifts off like this, that means you might want to take a much more humble option. So maybe if it's lifting all the way up, release the hands to a lower position. And then taking your option, option two, we just rock side to side. And then from here, we will be keeping the left knee in. Let's extend the right leg out, stretch out the right leg. And see if you can, maybe if this hip is lifting up, then you might want to use your hand to manually pull it down. Inhale here, exhale. Start to pull that left knee towards your left armpit. Deep hip stretch. And then inhale, bring the right leg in. As you exhale, extend that left leg out. Again, we're pulling the right knee down towards the right armpit. Use your left palm on top of your left thigh or left hip crease to pull your left hip down. And then inhale back. Exhale one more time. Just rocking side to side. It's happy baby pose, Ananda Balasana. So definitely feel free to smile, just bringing a big grin to your face. Maybe think of something today that makes you happy, that makes your heart smile all the way from within. And then from here, we're going to draw the knees in. Let's take a supine twist to close in on our practice. So take both your palms on either side of your shoulders, fingertips in line with the shoulders. Inhale, continue to pull the knees in as you exhale. Drop the knees to the right side. Again, if the knees don't touch the floor, you can always rest your feet down. But what's more important is that the opposite shoulder blade, in this case, the left shoulder blade, sinks down into the mat. Take one more deep inhalation, complete exhalation. And inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, drop the knees over to the left side and now pull the right shoulder blade down into the mat. Again, if your knees are hovering, then make sure you're resting your feet. Allow the jaw to relax, the belly muscles to relax. Then inhale back to center. Last thing we do, which is important if you're doing your practice every day, is to place the palms underneath the bottom. Extend the legs out. Again, if you can't straighten your knee when your legs are extended, then take a point where your knees can be straight. So it could be here as well. We don't want to do this. So I'd rather that you straighten the knees and take the legs here. If you can reach them straight up, making a perpendicular angle with the floor, then feel free to do that. We are sort of substituting our inversions with this variation of the Balit Karni, which is good to send that blood rushing back into the hips. Again, you might not want to do this if you are if it's you're going through your moon cycle, you're having your periods, then skip this one. And if you have lower back pain ever, then definitely make sure you're pressing down with your palms. And then we slowly lower the legs down all the way to the floor. And let's take the feet nice and wide for our final resting pose. So take your feet as wide as the yoga mat. Turn the palms up to face the sky. And let's gently drift into our Shavasana, short guided Shavasana together. So let the back of your head get heavy and sink down into the mat. And become aware of your jaw, relax the jaw, relax the tongue, soften the eyelids. And now bring your awareness to your right arm, relax everything from the right fingertips to the right shoulder. Let the right shoulder blade sink into the mat. And visualize the relaxation flowing down towards the right hip. Relax the right bum, the right thigh, right knee, calf and shin. Relax the right ankle, the sole of the right foot, and all the toes of the right foot. And now bring your awareness to the left arm. Relax everything from the left fingertips all the way to the left shoulder. Let the left shoulder blade sink into the right. Visualize the relaxation flowing down to the left hip. Relax the left bum, left thigh, knee, calf, and shin. Back, left ankle, sole of the left foot. And each and every toe on the left foot. Now gently draw your awareness all the way up from the toes towards your hips of the heart. And for the next few breaths, just observe the gentle rise and fall of your chest as you surrender to your Shavasana. And start to reawaken the body with movements around the fingers and toes. Bring the feet together, stretch out the arms as you inhale and then breathe out in the mouth and let go. Let's bend over the knees, taking the soles of the feet on the mat, then roll over to your right side and bring yourself up to a seated pose. Great. Let's close our practice with our vibration therapy, which will either be drumming, which is a humming bee-like noise. Take any variation you prefer. There's no hard and fast rule which one you should take. So let's take a deep breath in together. Snap the thumbs, take the palms to the back of the neck, massage the shoulders. Let's bring the palms together and take the palms to the forehead to remind us to have clear, loving, healing thoughts. Heart center as a reminder of clear, loving, healing intentions. And palms to the mouth as a reminder of clear, loving, healing communication. Take a moment to bow your head down, to thank your body, mind, and spirit, to take a moment of gratitude for this healthy mind and body. And let's send this healing energy that we harness to all sentient beings out there in the world. We know the world needs healing, and we also know that we need to focus on the good side, which is that you are healthy and well enough to be able to do this practice. Take a moment to enjoy that. Thank you so much for staying with me through this week. This is my last session, but I continue to take classes, continue to take live sessions on my Instagram, which is Yoga with Priyanjali. Feel free to join me there. Feel free to ask me questions. I love answering questions, especially if it's something to do with alignment, anything to do with the science of yoga. A lot of what I practice, if you notice, involves anatomy, kinesiology, biomechanics, and of course, considering I'm a psychologist, there's a lot of reason why we focus so much on the breath, more to do with the sympathetic parasympathetic nervous system. So write to me, let me know. I love to answer questions of those sorts. I can help you out with all the resources you need to either become a deeper practitioner, or even if you're in the journey to become a yoga teacher. I've been doing this for a little over half a decade, half a decade. So I'd be happy to help you out. So this is me signing out. Thank you so much for joining me. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Focus on the good things. Be grateful and wash your hands. Bye.